promised. Here is your payment.
Okay, so I need to give you a black shulker box because it's from the black market. Got my good one back.
What's that?
Not that there's anything defective about that one.
Did you say it's defective? What'd you say?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it. See, perfectly functional.
Okay. Does it disappear or something later?
Well, who knows? Just keep good track of it because it's certainly not our responsibility. We have no warranty on these things.
Okay. That's.
You're watching good. You're watching good.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode. It's been a little while. I had a busy week. I sound like John Oliver. It's been a busy week. No, but it has. So I haven't been on. Let's see what else changed. Some loud chickens. It's a video. Bye, video. Bye, video.
Hello.
Just trying to figure out where all these chicken sounds are coming from, that's all.
Yeah, it stole all my frames. I would like my FPS back, please.
I guess they're on the roof. I don't know. I don't see them inside. They're loud, though.
I think they're underground, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Is it a prank?
Oh shit! No! Oh shit! No! Well. I didn't see anything.
Good job. I didn't see anything either. Definitely not recorded or anything like that. Don't worry. This is cool.
Well, I got a few frames back.
That's good. Opening soon. This reminds me of the Lego modular builds. This is stuff Dyer's been building. Closed by order of Judge Sigils. Sigil's a judge now? How I feel about that. What's going in here? Still a lot to do, looks like. Arcus always takes on these huge projects. Turn my game sounds down a little bit. Seemed a little loud there. So yeah, just had a lot of stuff going on, so haven't had a chance to get on much. Oh, look at the little zombie pigman. Adorable. I mean, you can't see him now I'm underwater, but you saw him for a second. That's cute. Whoever becomes the next mayor. Oh, ow. Okay. It's gonna have a lot of changes to do over here. So yeah, who knows? I mean, it's been normally I go like at most a day without playing, and it's been a couple of days. So I imagine everything on the server is completely different. Just a little bit I've seen around spawns already a lot. Oh, a beacon! Wow, things are really coming up in the world. I'm constantly falling behind. But yeah, I wanted to work on my area over here. I don't remember where I actually left off. I realized after I recorded last episode, for some reason I always thought that water saturated blocks 5 blocks away. But it's only 4. So my whole design over here was off by, well, it's just off. But I started changing it, so I can show you that real quick, and then I'm going to work on it some more. I need to go get some black dye and dye my sheep black and start breeding more of them, so that I can finish what I want to do on the first layer down here, because I need carpet for that. I did plant some crops, but yeah, so I changed this to an 8 block area, and then I added a 4 block area on this side. So that's what I'm gonna do. I haven't finished this side over here, but I started digging it out. It makes my lights not quite like I wanted them, so I might redo my lights. I don't know, but that's where we're at right now. So at least I guess someone must have come over here because the crops weren't growing when I logged out. So that's nice to see. It looks like some slimes have spawned. I still haven't, fixed that problem. That's what the carpet's going to be for. Well, part of what the carpet's going to be for. But this was to be expected until I can completely fix the slime spawning situation. So, but yeah, I'll update you as I get some progress going here. Welcome back. So I've made some progress. Definitely having slimes come through here and trample a bit, as you can see. I wonder if I can just do fences on the... looks like an Enderman. Can Endermans take waterlogged leaves away? But what if I just put fences along the edge, like too high, if that would keep them out? I don't actually know. Because they can't, as long as I get rid of all the farmland in there, I'll need to put carpet on top of all of these. There's just slime as we speak. I'll need to put carpet on top of those to make sure that, yeah, I just don't know how high they jump. But make sure they can't spawn on top of the blocks I've got my torches on either. So I want to go to the Nether because I want to put some glowstone, if I can find any, underneath my carpet in some places as well. I don't know about the carpet here in the front. I'll have to come up with something else that makes sense here instead of the stone because I don't like the way that looks. But I like the carpet. I just don't like this contrast here. So I'm not sure where that goes just yet. But I want to build a Nether portal, and so I made this over here. It's just a little area because I don't want the Nether portal to be right in my pocket. You know, the thing is loud. We all know it's loud. We all know what it sounds like. It's obnoxious. So I want to build it over here, kind of out of the way. This will just be a Nether room. I'll decorate it, you know, to fit the theme of the fact it's a Nether room. But I have not gone to the Nether at all this season. So this will be my first time entering the Nether. Just as a precaution. I'm sure I'm going to link up with someone else's portal. I can't wait to go in and come back out and see where I end up. Okay. So we come in. I see glowstone over there, so that's a good sign. Let's go out and see if we link up to our portal or if we're somewhere completely off. Oh my god, we actually just linked back up to our own portal. That's fantastic. I can't believe it. I'm shocked by that. As many people that have built Nether portals, I can't believe that worked. That's good. That's good for us. I'm just gonna grab some blocks and let's head back over there. Maybe I saw that glowstone because my Nether portal is my own unique portal. I say that, but there's a pillar right there to somewhere. Okay, well, there's torches. I will be taking this glowstone. And the good thing about Silk Touch is I don't have to worry about losing any dust, you know. I don't know if I need this for anything right now, but I might as well grab it while it's right here in my face, you know. So I've been to the Nether since the update, so this isn't my first time seeing the new biomes. I don't think I recorded any of that. I think that was all streamed content. Oh, accidentally fortuned that one. It's like, well, am I getting XP? And I guess I could take some of these... I don't know what they're actually called. Are you mean? You are mean. You're angry and mean. Oh yeah, and then they run away. Those guys are annoying. Like, if you want to fight, let's fight. If you don't, then leave me alone. You know? Know what I'm saying? These break with... I don't know if that was any faster. No, it wasn't. Fist might be just the thing to break these with. There's glowstone way up there. Let me just real quickly get some coordinates here. 41, 21, 36. Alright, I just don't want to get just completely lost in here. So, I said I've been busy, but I didn't really say what I've been doing. I've done a various amount of things. Some of it was pure laziness. I got, there's some new content out in my Star Trek game that I enjoy so much. And, a new arc. It's one of those games like PUBG where every so often they come out with a new battle pass, a new arc. I try to avoid spending any money in that game. I have spent money in the game. I hate myself for it because I originally found the game through an ad for Twitch, and I didn't expect to become hyper addicted to it. If you're not familiar, I'm talking about Star Trek Fleet Command, and I'm not trying to advertise it. I don't get anything out of getting anyone else to play it. In fact, what I've learned is by getting my my viewers to play it, at least whenever I was streaming regularly, the people that would support me the most instead started supporting their own account in Star Trek. So it went from the people that were like, "Hey man, I'll throw you like a $5 here and there," to "I ain't got no money, I spend it all in Star Trek." And so that ad was the worst thing I could have ever done in that regard. But it's a fun game. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot of fun playing it. It reminds me of World of Warcraft in a weird way. It's not like World of Warcraft in terms of like gameplay or visuals or anything like that. But the social aspect of the game is very much like World of Warcraft to me. Once you hit like level 10, you can't leave your server. Like, you're stuck on the server. So if you start burning bridges, and it is a PvP game, if you start burning bridges and pissing people off and being a general asshole, people are going to remember that, and they may not, they may not look kindly on you. So it is one of those things where those sort of things do matter, and I like that. I like that about games whenever there's a more social aspect to it. I mean, I think that's why I end up gravitating towards survival multiplayer more than just single-player survival. But yeah, it's a fun game, and it is unfortunately addicting and time-consuming. Whenever like new content comes out, like you can spend a few hours a day playing it. But I haven't wanted to neglect my time here either. And so I've been brainstorming ideas and various things and trying to figure out what my plans are and where I want to go and what I want to do next and stuff like that. So I got a lot of ideas. One thing I really want to work on my island is getting it more like accessible. Is maybe not the right word, but I'm looking to I don't know what that is up there. I'm looking to shape it out a bit better, get some paths going, make it clear like where the crack is at. Oh, I thought I was done for. I thought I had fallen into the lava. Made my skin crawl. I'm not even joking. I mean, this is a good start right here. I'm feeling pretty good about our haul so far, and I have just gotten started. I don't know how you get saplings for these things. I don't think that's the way though. No, bunch of jerks, bunch of jerk faces. I like how they run even when you don't hit them. It's just like the threat of being hit is enough to just be like, no. listen, you brought the fight. I finished it. I don't remember what Jess and I were talking about the other night, but somehow or another we got on the subject of like some of the places I've lived, and I don't even know. I really don't remember what we were talking about, but we got on the. I think I've told this story before, but I wrote it down just as like a reminder of like something that was funny at least at one point in time. And when I was younger, we lived a bit of everywhere. My mom and dad got divorced whenever I was around 5, and my mom moved to Charlotte. That's where her parents lived, and so we got an apartment in Charlotte. Well, not at first. At first, we moved to Fayetteville, and my mom met this guy named Kevin. He was ex-military at the time, I think. He might have still been in the military. He ends up getting dishonorably discharged for cocaine use. So he eventually is not in the military. But at this time, he may have still been in the militry because we were in Fayetteville after all. But at some point, that ceases to be the thing. And we end up moving to Charlotte. So we're living in Charlotte. You know, as I'm telling the story, I'm starting to think maybe my mom and him had separated at this point. Because we had this apartment. Because when we first moved to Charlotte, we had this apartment, I remember being up on an upper floor. I was young still. Like I said, we first moved to Florida. Florida? I've never, ever lived in Florida. I don't know who's out here lying to you. Apparently it's me, but I've never lived in Florida. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. No, Jesus Christ. We first moved to this apartment after Fayetteville, but we moved into Charlotte, and we were living in this apartment, and we had like an upper floor area. And I remember I could like see down into like the parking lot, and I would like sit in I was so young, so like this memory is so vague. But I remember like plotting, like I think when I was younger, I don't know if it's like because this was probably like, we're thinking like 1988, 1989. Yeah, no, I'm an old dude. But I feel like things like war movies were more popular then. I don't know if it's a holdover from like us being a nation at war for so long or what, but I feel like things like Rambo. You remember Rambo? Probably not. If you're not my age, you're like, no, what the ram who? Who am I ramming? Well, there used to be this army show, Rambo, and I was like so into it as a kid. I even had a black cat named Rambo. One of the few times I was allowed to have a cat. But I was so into Rambo, and I remember like being up on the 3rd or 4th floor. Hell, it could have been the 2nd floor. When you're little, everything looks so much bigger, right? You ever going back to like an elementary school that you went to as a kid, and you're like, wow, everything shrunk. What happened here, guys? The ceiling used to be so much higher. That's a weird phenomenon. As you age, you get bigger and the world gets smaller. Oh, okay, anger. Okay. You know, I said I was going to come in here and figure out how to get a happy gas, and maybe I will, but not right this second. This guy's not happy. He's the opposite of what I would call a happy gassed. Okay. He's in the lava. Excuse me? Hello? Hello? How deep is that lava? It's probably pretty deep. I feel like the Nether lava is always really deep. Anyways, this part about the story wasn't really that important. But yeah, there was this apartment, and I had an upper floor bedroom, and I used to plot war on the parking lot. Basically, is the long story short. I feel like toy guns were much bigger back then. That's before like so many people just got shot in the streets because their gun didn't have a red tip. We didn't have red tips on our guns when I was a kid. That's the thing that came about after too many people got shot, considering that they're people thinking they were real guns and stuff like that. So that's probably a good change. But But yeah, that's probably also a good change to like our toys in general. That I feel like there's less toys focused on war and stuff like that these days. So that's probably good. Oh, these guys are so aggressive. You're just so aggressive. Be aggressive. But after we left that apartment, we moved into this one, and I don't know. I feel like my mom and Kevin separate a lot. It was a thing that I mean, I could tell many of stories. Like we lived in Wingate, North Carolina, for a while, and that was so many ups and downs. But we were living in this apartment, and I had this friend in the apartment. I don't remember his name at all. But him and I had gone dumpster diving. And in the dumpster, we found multiple giant boxes. Like, think Amazon boxes, but this was like pre-Amazon. So, but like a big, a big box. And they were filled with romance novels. I don't know why this person had thrown away these romance novels. Maybe they're cleaning out their house. Maybe it was like an estate thing where someone had passed away, but it was an apartment building, so I feel like that's less likely. But either way, just so many romance novels. And, I'm just a kid, so like I'm not like, oh boy, romance novel. I mean, even as an adult, I've never been into romance novels. You know what I've also never been into is not sci-fi, but fantasy. Like, I enjoyed like Lord of the Rings, like watching it, but I could never read it. I just couldn't get something about wizards and stuff. I say this, but I really enjoyed Harry Potter. So like, I don't know. It's a shame J.K. Rowling sucks, huh? But I don't think we can lose that part of our childhood just because someone decides to be a shithead. But anyways, we found these romance novels, and me being the person that I am, I was like, okay, listen. Here's what we do. We stash these in the bushes. So there was bushes. Hence the stashing in the bushes part. But there was these bushes that we used to like play in. Kind of like a clubhouse sort of situation, but they were just bushes. Like, in hindsight, again, this is like the whole like elementary school being small. These things were probably tiny. Like, I was probably hiding the equivalent of like the bushes they have in like the grocery store parking lot. Everyone probably saw us. So we probably weren't hidden at all. But in the case of these romance novels, we did successfully hide them in the bushes. And I went home to have dinner. Because, growing up, I don't know. I feel like something happened to the family dinner. I sound like some kind of talking head right now, and I don't mean to be that. But I do feel like something happened to the family dinner, because when I was growing up, it wasn't negotiable that you sat at the table and had dinner together. Like, that was just what you did, and that's what everyone I knew did. I didn't know anyone. Like, everyone had a set time. You knew what time to be home for dinner, and that's just what you did. You went home for dinner at that time, and that was that. All right, I feel like I've adequately gathered enough light up blocks here. I'd love to come back and spend more time in the Nether, but I think I've done well enough here for my purpose to head back and utilize some of what I found, if I can find my way back out. But anyways, went home for dinner, and whenever I got done eating dinner, went back to the bushes, because my thought was, and I told my friend this, I'm like, we're selling these, right? We're going to make some money. We're going to go door to door, and we're going to ask everyone if they'd like a romance novel. And I guarantee you that some of the women in this neighborhood are going to say yes. I mean, some men may say yes too, but it felt like in my growing up time, it felt like women were more into the romance novels, not trying to like put a gender on the romance novel. It was just my experience. So, is that that might be a fortress up there, honestly, which would be cool. That'd be cool to spawn that close to a fortress. I'm just going to peek around here. There looks like there's a lot of glowstone, so I'm not as worried as I was before I came in, because I really expected to come in and find none. But I think the addition of the shroom lights has made the glowstone less valuable in a way, depending on how you're going to use it. Oh, there's someone else's portal right there. That's so close to mine. I'm surprised they didn't link up. Maybe they've done an improvement on things linking up. That'd be a good change. But anyways, I come back out after dinner, and the novels, they're all gone. They're all gone. And my friend had told his mom at dinner about the novels. And she took it upon herself to be like, okay, those are mine now. And I was pissed. And I was not going to stand for this. Like, I wasn't. I'm like, that's not okay. What you did is not okay. And so even as a little kid, I went over there and I was like, excuse me, those are mine. Like, if you want to split them because half of them are your sons because we found them together, then that's fine. But yeah, the rest of those are mine. And that woman, she stood firm. She stood extremely firm and would not in any way, shape, or form budge on the situation with the novels. So yeah, that was I was really upset. I went home and told my mom, and her and the woman got in a big fight about it. And yeah, I was kind of like not allowed anymore after that to like roam the neighborhood. I actually, I think I committed my first crime in that neighborhood. I don't consider what I just told you as a crime, so that doesn't count. I feel like if you find something in a dumpster, I mean, there's probably laws against that. Like if you're caught like behind like a grocery store in their dumpster, there's probably a law about taking the stuff. Which really, I don't have a problem with that. Like you see all these videos and stuff about these people that find like all this food that's still like not under the expiration date, and it's like shelf stable food and all this, and they're like, I mean, I'll eat it. And you know what? I ain't got anything against that. I'd eat it too, to be honest. It seems fair to me. So I don't know if there's a law against taking things out of a dumpster, but I feel like once it's thrown away, it's like fair game. I know where I live, we have like I have trash pickup, but you have to pay for that. But there's also a dump not that far away, and the lady that always ran the dump, she just like straight up was just like, half the time you'd come by the dump to drop off your stuff, and she's just in there. She's just down in the thing, just taking stuff. And her name was Joyce, and she'd always be coming over to my grandma's house being like, look what I found today. You want some? My grandma was like, nah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good on that, actually. I wonder if I should replace these with just these and just be done with it, you know? Because I don't necessarily like the way the torches look. I might do that. I don't know. I have to do some counting and see how many I would need. I mean, it seemed to be a lot of shrooms in there, so it doesn't seem like there's a shortage on the shroom lights. But all right, I'm gonna pause here and I'm gonna work on this some more. I want to get some different lighting up this way, and I kind of want to work on this area. Maybe I'll go back to the Nether and get some more blocks and make this more Nether-esque in here. Can you just place these on anything? Is this? I don't really know. I don't know how these work. If I just, okay, will they grow down? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. But yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Well, to you it's going to be instant, but it's actually dinner time, so I have to run home and eat the dinner. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head back to the Nether and do more Nether gathering, honestly. Because the shroom lights, I do like the way that has illuminated this. Like, yeah, and you don't know they're there, so I like the way this looks. This looks good. And yeah, I'm gonna play around with replacing these with shroom lights and seeing how it looks. So yeah. Hi again. I'm back. Been busy. I've bred a bunch of sheep. Look at them all. Me and my black sheep. I finished the wall down here. It's all done and complete. I lit up all of this. Got it mostly planted as well, as you can see. I haven't quite got the beets planted, but everything else I think, maybe not all the carrots either. Though maybe. Might just be the beets. Well, and this side's not been planted yet. So, you know, there's that. I went back to the Nether, got more shroom light, and I made our nether room. Oh, that just grew. This is the room in which we go to the nether. I like the way it turned out. I think it looks pretty good. I didn't want to completely change it, you know? I wanted it to still look like it was like... kind of wanted to look like it was like kind of creeping out of here. And like even like here where like the black stone, or not black stone, whatever the hell this is, was coming in, deep slate, was coming in. I wanted to like kind of intermingle there so that it looked like it was kind of creeping, you know, like creeping out of the nether, taking over our land here. So this is my little area. This is my this is where Harry Potter lives. This is where I've been storing all my excess materials as I'm coming and going. And I found something. No, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I found 2 of these guys. So we got some ancient Nebris. But yeah, this is our nether area. I think I like how it turned out. And now all I have left to do on this side is figure out the slime situation on each side of the farms. I got rid of the carpet through here. I didn't really like the way it looked. And I think I'm going to do fence around this whole thing. But I think I'm going to put some different block down, like a rim, sort of rim job situation here on this. Just not carpet, because fences can't go on carpet. And I'm thinking that if I cover this in fences, then it'll be safe. And I'm even might be so bold as to not put fences through here, and hope that I get good RNG and then the slime never jump through here. That might be ill-advised though. But I do like the way it looks. I think it looks really good with the lighting and stuff. So I think this is a good thing. Wait, is there a cave over here? There's so much water in this corner that if there's a cave, I'm shocked. Because there is though. This corner is the bane of my existence, honestly. Like, let me just show y'all. Let me get up in here. Oh look, there's some there. Behind this wall, there is this. And this makes it look so small. It's not. It's so much bigger than this. It's so obnoxiously bigger than this. Okay, whoops. Don't mind me. It's a huge underwater cave, and I've been slowly filling it in as I go. But I hate it. I hate it so much. It's been so annoying. Every time I get to this corner, I'm just like, oh, the water. You guys know. You know how you've played Minecraft. You know how the water is. Be pushing you everywhere and just obnoxious. You know, I was telling my story earlier about the time we lived in an apartment, and I said I committed my first crime there, and I don't think I ever actually said what it was, and it's so silly, it's not even a big deal. But I was like 8 or 9 years old at this time, so I wasn't very old. You know, this whole story of the romance novels and stuff. This was the story of, you know, 8-year-old dude living in an apartment, and there was a convenience store up the road. And I stole some candy. That's it. That's the whole thing. That was my first time ever breaking the law. But I remember it vividly. I remember because I got caught. And I remember the guy walking me home. Like, he's like, "Where do you live?" And I like tell him, and I'm all scared, you know. I'm just like terrified. What's gonna happen to me? And he walks me home and tells my mom, and I get in so much trouble for stealing. And I think it was a Laffy Taffy. I'm not 100% sure of this, but that's how I remember it. I remember it being a Laffy Taffy that I stole. So it's like, back then, I mean, if you're ancient like me, that was like 5 cents, right? So like, I wasn't really robbing the bank, but still, that was the first time I ever stepped foot into the criminal world. So what I want to do next, and it won't be in this episode, but what I want to do next is I was talking about this earlier, I want to kind of form this a bit more to where it's clear where you come and go on the island, and I want to build a dock. And I think I want to build it right here, basically, like maybe like right in here. There was like a canal situation over here, if I remember right. Looks like someone got blown up by a creeper there. I guess this area leads out that way, though. It doesn't really help me in what I want to do. Oh, Jesus Christ. Guess I haven't slept. Ow. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Oh, get wrecked. I've been down there busy, so I haven't slept. But I did plant some trees over here to get more charcoal, but I don't want to have this like ongoing tree farm sort of thing here. I don't like the way it looks. Just this wall of trees, but it's so that's a temporary wall of trees for now, just to get me more charcoal, because I gathered tons of netherite because I want to make the bricks, and so I built a bunch of furnaces, and so I was cooking up tons of nether brick over here. But I ran out of coal, so I want to make more charcoal. But yeah, I like the way this looks. I'm really excited about this. I think this all looks very good. I'm very happy. I want to talk about something real quick before I end this episode. And this is going to sound like an ad, and it's totally not an ad. But I feel like lately nostalgia is like this thing. I don't know if it's like the state of the world, like not everything's great, you know. A lot of bad things happening every day. And so people look back at a time when things were simpler, and they remember, oh, I was happy then. And not to say people aren't happy now, but I feel like there's more sadness in the world than there was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And maybe that's just, I mean, you look at like newspapers from the like 1980s, or not that 1980s, I meant like the 1880s. And it's like, the world is ending and stuff. I mean, there's been, you know, people dooming and glooming our entire human existence. I mean, there's probably Egyptian carvings about the kids these days. But anyways, I do feel like corporations, especially as the price of everything goes up and everything, they're trying their best to find something to be nostalgic about, right? And if you've known me for a while, you know I don't really eat a lot of fast food. I feel like I used to eat a lot more when I was younger, and maybe that's one of the nostalgia things. I remember in high school, I'd get out of high school every day, and I would, on my way to work, I would go to Burger King, and I would get two, not one, two. This is how I became overweight. I'm not overweight anymore. For those that don't know, I lost a ton of weight when I lived in the woods. For those that don't know, I lived in the woods for half a year. Streamed it. I was doing a recap in a couple episodes ago, and I never actually got to that point of what I did in my stream life. And if people don't know about that and are interested, just say something in the comments, and I can try to recap that. But I have recapped it a couple times, so there's some recent episodes from like the single player stuff before the server relaunched, where I talked about my time in the woods and what it was based on and what it was like and all those sorts of things. But at any rate, yeah, I used to eat 2 double Whoppers on my way to work every day. I used to smoke a lot of pot too, so maybe that contributed. Because I'd also get to work. I worked at Shoney's. I don't even know if people know what that is anymore. There's very few of them that remain, but I was a salad bar boy at Shoney's for 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years, some number of years. And at any rate, whenever I was in high school, all right, so still in the same time frame, and my wife says that I'm crazy about this, because I guess this she did not experience this, but my high school had, in the cafeteria, had some fast food options. So we had a Pizza Hut and a Taco Bell. and there was also some salad thing. I don't remember if that was branded or what, but they weren't like. It wasn't like you went to the mall and there was like this, when you go to the mall and there's like the Taco Bell in the mall and the food court. It wasn't like that exactly. It was almost like a food cart sort of thing. And like the Taco Bell wasn't like made to order. They had like 3 items and they had them every day. It was always the same thing. They had like soft tacos, chili cheese burritos, and there was something else. I don't remember what it was. Because for the longest time, I ate 1 or 2 things every day at lunch at school. And it was either a chili cheese burrito, 2 chili cheese burritos actually, or the personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut. Those were basically all I ever ate for lunch in high school. And the chili cheese burritos were $1. But they were like pre-packaged. So for those that lived in the 2000s, the 90s, Taco Bell used to have an item called a chili cheese burrito. And I'm bringing all this up because of the nostalgia factor of all of this. Because right now, Taco Bell is doing this like Y2K, God, what are they calling it? Generations? No. Jeez. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna tell y'all. Is it generations? Decades. They're doing this decades menu. And one of the items on the decades menu is the chili cheese burrito. And again, if you've watched me a long time, you've probably heard me talk about the chili cheese burrito before. Because this is a thing that some Taco Bells still carry. There's actually websites out there that are dedicated to what Taco Bell still has the chili cheese burrito on the menu. There's a couple in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So like whenever we go to Myrtle Beach, we always stop at the Taco Bell there. And I think last time, it's been a little while since we went. Like, I don't even know the last time we went. We didn't go this last summer. Well, we did a day trip, and my daughter no longer likes the beach. She's wrong for that, but, teenagers. She's no longer a fan of the beach. I think what it actually is I think I spoiled her, because we went to the beach every year since she's been alive, because that was something that we always did, my whole life. During the summer, you go to the beach more than once, probably. But we did a lot of day trips. It's only like an hour and a half, 2 hours from here. But we would also go to Myrtle Beach a lot, which is a little further. It's like 3 hours, which also I found out in my adulthood that apparently to a lot of the United States, Myrtle Beach is some kind of destination vacation, which I find hilarious because, I mean, I guess I've taken it for granted, but also Myrtle Beach is just like one of the trashiest beaches I know. So it's just like, if you've never been to Myrtle Beach and you like long for it and it's going to be real expensive, just don't. I mean, one of the best things there is either medieval times or the Taco Bell with the chili cheese burritos. those are the 2 things I look forward to, other than like the ocean, whenever I go to Myrtle Beach. So that's just me. So yeah, I don't know. It's not this destination vacation that apparently a lot of people see it as. When I first met Jess, she had lived in Massachusetts her whole life. And I was like, yeah, we'll go to Myrtle Beach during the summer. And she's like, we're going to Myrtle Beach? And I'm like, what's happening right now? And she's like, I've never been. Everyone wants to go to Myrtle Beach. And I'm like, no one wants to go to Myrtle Beach. What are you talking about? It's like, it's just a place to go. But like, I mean, it ain't all that. But anyways, the whole point here is Taco Bell has brought back the chili cheese burrito. And I've heard mixed things from people, because I have a couple friends that are also fanatical about the chili cheese burrito. And apparently some regions, they've changed the recipe. Or maybe they just have forgotten how to make them. Too much time has passed. And I think maybe since, because I've had 6 of them in the last 3 days. It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing. Because I normally, like I said, don't eat fast food. And I also do a thing, I'm going to go on a tangent here, but I do a thing multiple times a year where I make Thanksgiving To me, Thanksgiving doesn't only happen in November. Because when Thanksgiving happens here, like a month before Thanksgiving, Food Lion, if you're not familiar with Food Lion, it's just a grocery store. It's just a grocery store. It's the same as your whatever grocery store you have near you. Whatever animal represents all your groceries. We have a lion. And they do a thing where a turkey, a frozen turkey, is normally, let's say, $40, something like that. Well, they do a thing where they sell them for 19 cents a pound. So this turkey goes from $40 to around $4, maybe $3. I mean, it's crazy how cheap these get. So I buy 6 of them because the price, you can't beat that price for any meat. Any meat. If you were selling me possum for that price, I'd be like, all right, I'll buy some possum, I guess. I don't know how to. I've had possum. Yeah, that's the true statement. I've had possum when I was much younger, but I've never cooked possum. But I'd figure it out for that price. So yeah, it's one of those things where the price is. And also, here's the thing with turkey. It makes the best gravy. If you've never had, a lot of people say turkey's dry, and what that tells me is that no one has ever properly cooked a turkey for you, because turkey is not a dry meat. It can be if you cook it wrong, but if you brine that bitch and then you cover it in a cheesecloth and properly baste it, you're gonna have some juicy ass, delicious meat, and all the drippings are going to make the best gravy you can possibly make of any. There's no meat that makes a better gravy than a turkey. That's it. That turkey is the superior gravy among all gravies. So, multiple times a year, I'll take a freezer. I'll take a turkey out of the freezer, and yeah, it's Thanksgiving time, and we did that last week. So, we still have like 10 pounds of turkey in the freezer. Or not in the freezer, in the fridge, cooked up, ready to go, with some of the best gravy. Jess has just been eating the gravy. Like, literally, I keep coming into the kitchen, and she's just got a bowl of gravy, and she's drinking it like it's a cup of tea. So, yeah, and you know what? I can't even fault her, because that is how good turkey gravy is. But yeah, I'm talking about eating Taco Bell right now, and meanwhile, because I hate food waste, and so it's been killing me, because I'm like, man, we got all this turkey, I make a big thing of mac and cheese. That's a southern thing, I guess, for Thanksgiving, but we always have mac and cheese with our Thanksgiving. Asparagus casserole, mashed potatoes, stuffing, the best gravy in the world. So yeah, but anyways, I'm curious about a couple things. Here's the questions. Here's what I'd like to hear. If you've made it to the end of this video, I would like to see some comments. And here's what I want to hear. I want to hear, did your high school have a food court situation? Because I've heard other people say yes, but then I've also heard a lot of people that are in like upscale schools. And I wasn't in any upscale school. I didn't go to some private school or anything like that. So a lot of people are like, you must have went to some fancy ass bitch. No, I went to Rock Hill High School. I didn't go anywhere special. It was just a school of delinquents. But we did have a Taco Bell and a Pizza Hut, and also the unknown salad place. But we also had Subway sometimes, but it wasn't always there. I just remembered that when I was talking. Maybe Subway was sometimes salad and sometimes sandwiches. But again, it was like you didn't get to go down the line at Subway, right? It wasn't like you was like, all right, I want lettuce, tomato. It's like when you go to like the deli at like Publix or the convenience store or something. The sandwiches are already made, but they were branded. I mean, they probably paid the school a shitload of money, honestly, to be in the school. And then we were still paying for the food. But I would like to know, did your school have anything like this? Also, is there a food you're nostalgic about? Is there a fast food, or even, doesn't have to be fast food. Like, I remember, I used to think Olive Garden was good, but something happened to it. Another Italian place that used to be good is Carrabba's, and everything just goes corporate and just goes down the shitter, man. That's just what happens. It's just what it is. But the chili cheese burrito, it's back at Taco Bell. This is not an ad. I swear to God, they're not paying me to tell you about this. I've ate too many of them. I have another one on my desk because I went to Taco Bell I went to the grocery store because I wanted to get egg. I thought we had egg roll wrappers. We didn't. I was going to repurpose the Thanksgiving into like Thanksgiving egg rolls. It's actually a trick I learned from Brian, and they're really good. You make like this like dipping sauce out of the leftover cranberry sauce with like some sugar and some like apple cider vinegar. It's like this sweet and sour dipping sauce. Anyways, I also want to mention that, God, this episode is way too long. But while we're on the subject of nostalgic fast foods, the other one that was big for me was Arby's. And everyone's like, who was like, you know where I'm going? I'm going to Arby's. No one, it feels like Arby's is one of those places that you're passing through a town, you got off the interstate to get gas, everyone's hungry, and you see like Arby's and then like a Little Caesars, and you're like, well, we're not eating Little Caesars in the car, so I guess we're having roast beef right now. But Arby's used to have a chicken cordon bleu sandwich. It was fried chicken, ham, a Swiss cheese, and mayonnaise. That's it. That's the whole thing. I loved it. Loved it to death. It was my favorite thing from Arby's. One of my favorite fast food items in general. And it went away from the menu. It was gone. But it was still on a secret menu. You could request it, and most Arby's would still make it for you. There was some that were just like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? And you'd have to be like, well, you have the ingredients. Like, it's literally just chicken, ham, bun, Swiss cheese, mayonnaise. And they'd be like, okay, I can do it, I guess. Like, I don't know how to charge you. I'll charge you for like a chicken club or whatever. Well, like 2-3 years ago, Arby's got rid of the ham. They were like, we got the meats, unless it's a pig. And, I mean, they still had bacon. So, like, I don't know what the ham hatred was, but they got rid of ham. I remember going through a drive-thru and being like, I want a chicken cordon bleu. And I was at one of the Arby's that I knew could do it. And they were like, mm-mm. And I'm like, nah. Nah, you can. I know you can. You're probably new here. You just don't know. You just don't know, right? You just don't know. And they're like, we don't even have ham. And I'm like, you don't have ham? And they were like, no. And I'm like, it's one of the meats. You got the meats. That's your whole fucking slogan. It's not what I said, but I was just like flabbergasted. Like, what do you mean you don't have ham? So it was gone. It was gone. Well, it's back. It's back. It's on the menu at all the Arby's, at least all the ones near me. They've brought it back. They didn't even make a big deal about it. They weren't like, we're bringing back the chicken. Because I must be the only person that cared about it. They were just like, we're bringing back ham, so I guess we can fucking throw this chicken bullshit back on the menu. But that made my day. I've had more of those than I'd like to admit in the last month since it came back. I'm scared it's going to go away again. I've been making them at home for years since they got rid of them. Costco carries these frozen Tyson. They call them chicken tenderloins. They're way too big to be a chicken tenderloin. We use them to make chicken parmesan. They're great in the air fryer. They're great in the toaster oven. They're frozen. They're not cooked already, so you have to make sure you cook them through or whatever. But they're great. They're great. They only carry them at Costco, though. I've never seen them in any grocery store or anywhere else. So if you don't have a Costco membership, I'm sorry that I've mentioned these to you. But there's these Tyson chicken, panko crusted chicken tenderloins is what they're called. And I've been using those and ham and Swiss cheese, etc., to make these chicken cordon bleu sandwiches myself at home. But the panko crust, I mean, it's good. It's good. Like I said, we use them for so many different recipes. But it wasn't the same breading. It wasn't the same, you know. It was never the Arby's sandwich. The other night, I went. Apparently they close at like midnight, and I couldn't believe it because I was up here working on a video, not really a video. I was working on just grinding some stuff. And I started getting hungry, and I won't DoorDash. You can't get me to DoorDash. It's just so expensive. They jack up the price so much on top of everything. So I drove to Arby's, and it's not close. Nothing's close to me. It's like 25 minutes away. But I drove to Arby's, and I got 3 of them. And it was almost closing time by the time I got there. And that shit was so piping hot. Because I guess, honestly, this changes everything for me when it comes to this thing because, like, I've learned that if you go right at closing time, they have to cook the meat. They don't have chicken ready. They're like, we didn't have any chicken. They probably hate, because I remember working at Shoney's, and people come in like 10 minutes till closing, and they're like, yeah, we'll have 10 burgers. And I'm like, we've already cleaned the fucking grill. At least it's just a deep fryer situation, right? So it's not like, I mean, you're not cleaning the deep fryer. I mean, you should change the oil more than most places do, but they probably haven't like changed the oil that night or some shit. But either way, these things were so piping hot and so good. I ate all three. I literally got three thinking, all right, I got 3 meals here. No, it was 1 meal. I don't even eat that much anymore. Cause like I said, I've lost so much weight. Like I'm eating like a bowl of soup, like maybe a sandwich. Like I've really got into these yakisoba noodles that I eat them way too much. It's probably driving my blood pressure through the roof with the amount of sodium I'm consuming. But it's probably still better for me than 3 chicken quarter. I don't even want to know the calories on one of those. I don't want to know how many calories I consumed that night at like 1 a.m. because, again, it was supposed to be 3 meals, and I went through that drive-through, and I bit in that bitch, and it burned me to my core, and I just kept eating. And I couldn't believe how good it was. Like, it was so crispy, so juicy, so hot. I'm hungry now. It's too late though. It's almost 2 a.m. I can't go to Arby's. Like I said, I do have another. I bought. I went to get egg roll wrappers and I was by Taco Bell and I was like, oh well, those chili cheese burritos are there right now. So I got 2, but I only ate 1. I held myself back, so I got 1 more. I'm gonna heat that up after I get this video edited. I'm sure this video is way too long. Sorry about that, and I'm sorry I went on a tangent here. I hope you enjoyed though, and let me know. Let me know if there's an item that you remember, because I got more. Taco Bell brought back the enchilada a few years back, and that shit, it was not as good as it used to be, but it's still one of the few items that like when they have them, I'm like, yeah, I'll get one. You've got me. I'll get one. I hope the chili cheese burrito doesn't make it back. I hope they run this promotion and then they take it away. Because if they keep that on the menu, I'm gaining all my weight back. I'm going to gain more weight than I ever had back. I almost said I'm going to be the Jared of Taco Bell, but in the opposite direction. But I'm not going to be anything like Jared because we all know what that guy did. I'll be the angel on your shoulder. My God. As in the opposition of the Jareds of Subway. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and sorry for the tangent. I lost my mind here at the end. There's still a lot more to do here. I want to get this finished up so I can move on to other projects. I think what I'm going to do in this open area here is turn it into villager trading, but the way I'm going to go about getting the villagers is not going to be the most orthodox. I'm probably going to make a dark room and hope that I can get a zombie villager to spawn so that I can turn him into a normal villager. But yeah, maybe on both sides here. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something different over here. Maybe I'll turn this into more of a base style thing. Because this base I got up here right now is very temporary. This is just a place to store things for now until I figure things out a bit more. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks so much. Sorry for the delay in between episodes. I'll try my best to not have such a delay in between the next 2. It's all that Arby's and Taco Bell meeting, man. I've been sleeping more. All right, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.